Hello everybody and welcome to today's edition of Luddy Tonight. I am Rocket here, joined by Giraffe. How are you today, Giraffe?
I am good. I'm very good. I'm very excited to see some, high octane Div 10 Splatoon gameplay. We've got Depth Raiders versus Midnight Tide, two teams that are undefeated as of now, but that's gonna have to end today.
Yeah, definitely interested to see what both teams bring to this 9-game series here. As, like you said, both teams currently have not lost in at all during their entire schedule. But as a reminder and just as information to you viewers out there, this is the first match of our doubleheader today here, as this is a 10A division matchup.
Yep. After this, I believe we have a Division 6 match, so definitely stick around after this match to watch that amazing match. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forwards to, some interesting comps that we will see at, sort of a lower level. Here I've definitely seen many lower level teams running some very off meta picks, and that always makes a Splatoon game interesting.
Indeed, it does. As we wait for game one, which will be Splat Zones on Robo Ramen here. Any thoughts on this map, Giraffe?
Well, for one thing, it's a fan favorite. A lot of people like Robo Ramen Zones. It's, got pretty unique flanks, the underground part. But in terms of strategy, a lot of two very big choke points, right? To access mid in the conventional way, you have to really go through a choke point. Um, as a tent player myself, and I believe one of the teams may have a tent player. Tent is very strong on this map, especially on zones, because tent is great on zones. But you can completely lock up that checkpoint, and you have Zuka, which is also great for choke points. But anything that will bottle up that that area of the map is gonna really thrive here.
Indeed, and to add on to what you're saying about Tent, also obviously with the giant shield being protection to not only yourself, but to your backline teammates with potentially Pencil and Edit being able to just bog down a zone. And I think whoever initially wins the first team fight will have that advantage there, especially if they have a tent, just being able to get into the other team's zone and side of the map, just being able to just keep the pressure on them, I think is the key to winning this match here. But we will wait and see what both teams bring out.
Yeah, I think one of the qualities of this map that a lot of people do like is it's not as easy to completely lock out on for zones. Like there's not too much high ground position that the attacking team can get, and there's plenty of flanks that you can drop into if you're the defending team. So retakes are pretty easy, Um, but making use of those flanks, like dropping left, can be a bit risky. You have to incorporate some team play, but dropping left gets a huge flank on the enemy team, especially if you even go around the entire map, as I talked about with the underground, passageway. But yeah, retake is not very easy on this map. I'll say that much.
For sure, indeed. And let's shift a little bit away from that real quick and just something that just made me chuckle a little bit, taking a look at Midnight Tide's team profile. A little funny hacker man there with the octoling hair. It's always funny to see these lower div teams with those types of more comedic and unusual profiles. But yeah, Depth Raiders, obviously, well made logo there as we wait for these teams to queue up. Let's take a look real quick at the rest of the maps here, as we have Game 2, Crab Capital, Game 3, Tower Control on Mako Mart, Game 4, which is Rainmaker on Manta Maria, Game 5, Splat Zones on Shipshape Cargo, and if necessary, the following 4 games. Game 6 being Clam Blitz on Umami, Game 7, Tower Control on Sturgeon, Game 8, Rainmaker on Undertow Spillway, and Game 9, Splat Zones Barnacle and Dime, always a classic. And I don't know about you, Giraffe, but I'm hoping to see this series go all 9 games.
Yes, that would certainly be something. I mean, a game 9 is pretty rare. I mean, with such a long set, it usually gives one team to hit 5 games, but sometimes you do get those game 9s, and that's truly special. Um, I don't know. I'm looking at game 2, Crab Leg Clamblitz. Crab Leg Clamblitz is I don't it's not my favorite game mode, but it will be strong for backlines. There's, a very annoying if they have a brush player, very annoying to go on the grates and get some easy scores like that. I mean, any thoughts on the other game modes that we're seeing here?
Definitely looking over to the right, game 3, Mako Mart is going to be a brawl right there, as the mid control is key, and tower control already being like a more close quarters, and being on Mako Mart, which it has a mid that is very close quarters. Definitely interested to see if these teams bring any weapons like Splasha Junior or a Splat Roller for the special big bubble, just being able to control the tower, or as my favorite, or for my favorite weapon class, bringing blasters. Like obviously the CRB has been seen a lot on tower controls, but yeah, definitely interested to see that game coming up soon.
Yeah, for sure. I'm looking at the Sendo page here for Midnight Tide, who are, by the way, a half U.S. team and half Canadian team, as it says here, but they were runner-up for the first ever Reach tournament, which is a tournament that my team actually competed in. But they were runner-up for that, so that's a pretty big result. I know Reach is a sort of pretty low-level tournament, but second place is honestly a very strong result. So, that's something to look out for.
For sure, as we stand by here waiting for both of these teams to be ready. Um, I guess any weapons you'd like to see, any like unique weapons that aren't in the meta that potentially could come out here that you'd want to see, Giraffe?
It looks like Depth Raiders have a Stringer player. I do love myself some good Stringer. Stringer is, I mean, I think it's a bit of an underrated weapon. I've played a lot of Stringer in my days, but I mean, Stringer can be good at anything, especially tower control and Rainmaker. Um, I mean, zones as well. I mean, honestly, Stringer is kind of a flexible weapon. Uh, but what are your thoughts on Stringer, Rocket?
Yeah, Stringer always having that poking ability, just being an annoyance, especially on zones. And who knows, might have some synergy with Ten Umbrella, as you said. But as we wait for these teams to ready up, don't go anywhere. We will be right back for Game 1, Robo Ramen, between these two teams. And we are back, guys. Sorry for the little delay there. Unfortunately, from word I've heard, Midnight Tide will be playing this match down 3 players to 4. Obviously, a major disadvantage here, but would be fun to see some chaos and see if Midnight Tide can beat the odds, don't you think, Giraffe?
Yes, certainly. 3v4s, they're not complete pushovers here. I mean, if the team playing with three really knows their stuff, I mean, they can certainly get some work done and challenge the team with four. But a pretty big advantage to depth raiders right now. So keep that in mind. But hopefully we should be starting now that we've gotten that issue over with to go on robo zones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess as I like to say, embrace chaos. Loved, definitely interested to see this. Unfortunately, this just happens sometimes, and it's always a bummer to see. But hopefully, that doesn't deter any of you, dear viewers, here from seeing this. As I love seeing chaos. We'll see if Midnight Tide can, like I said, beat the odds here and work against Depth Raiders. As Midnight Tide obviously are undefeated for a reason, so it's not out of the park. They have won three of their matches, and yeah, definitely interested to see if they can pull it off. But as we wait
Yep.
for game one to roll around, Giraffe, any other thoughts you have?
Any other thoughts? Well, no, I mean, off meta comps plus a 3v4 is a lot of chaos, and I do enjoy seeing chaos as well. I mean, that hopefully a little bit of chaos will, counter the fact that it might not be the fairest of sets, but it should be hopefully still entertaining, as it looks like we're getting ready to go on to Splatzone's Ramen. And we are seeing the stringer, as I had predicted, coming out from the side of Depth Raiders, and Pencil, 52 Gal, and Stamper coming out from the side of Midnight Tide. So pretty meta comp on the side of Midnight Tide.
Yeah, different interested to see, especially since they do not have a midline now, just 2 players with the Stamper and the Gal going in, as both teams end up losing their wipers as the bow tries to maintain control. And Midnight Tide surprisingly do gain first control of the zone, however, obviously being down 1 player, they are limited in their firepower.
Is now down another player as we see the Gal being pushed in the corner, but gets a pick and gets another one. Okay, clearly we've got a strong Gal player on the side of Midnight Tide, which is definitely working in their favor. They're playing, with the fight of a 4-player team right now, and I love to see it. As they've got control of zone, the Stamper goes down, and the zone flips back to the side of Depth Raiders.
Yeah, Depth Raiders obviously having the advantage here with the shot moving in, trying to get another pick. However, they do fall, and 2 members of Depth Raiders actually fall. And so far, it's more even than some may think, as Pencil tries to maintain pressure. However, this Stamper being a huge problem in the side of Midnight Tide, keeping the attention and making sure that the rest of Depth Raiders are just able to create space and just do as they please on the point. However, this Gal player, like you mentioned, still causing chaos.
Yeah, Ultra Stamp can, while not being the best special, can honestly be a thorn in the side of many, many teams, as we see the Gal player finally going down for Depth Raiders. As we see, we're looking at the stringer right now, just kind of sitting back, spamming shots, using its whale, as Depth Raiders are going to try and make a retake on the zone. But honestly, I'm really surprised to see that Midnight Tide is being able to hold the zone for this long, as the Gal gets more picks, another pick. Truly like a superstar player that we're seeing here, holding them in their spawn all by themselves. Now is getting support from the Stamper, it looks like. Yes, and it's fully lockout. No, I mean, Midnight Tide are about to get the lead with only 3 players. There it goes. The lead is now taken. Zuka coming out from the side of Depth Raiders can do a bit of work, does all the work. 3 down now, complete wipeout for Midnight Tide, as Death Raiders are going to try and hold a lockout here. And I think a lockout might be, where this match is decided for perhaps Death Raiders, as they've got the numbers advantage. A retake with only 3 people is going to be incredibly difficult, but 2 going down now for Depth Raiders, and Midnight Tide have done it. Somehow, they're seriously playing like they have 4 players here. But no, they're down a player, but they're making it work.
Yeah, and like we've seen, Tristan being on that gal, being the spearhead for Midnight Tide, as this match is really even, and honestly, Tristan has just been the ignition that Midnight Tide needs as Red Shark tries to paint the zone, maintaining control as they are being pecked by the bow. Both these teams fighting for control, as there it goes, the gal player falls in Tristan, and that will pretty much do it for Death Raiders being able to take back control. They do have 30 penalty points, however, if they maintain a good strong hold here, they will be able to turn the tide of battle back into their favor.
Another pick for the gal, as Midnight Tide are fiercely trying to retake. You see the Stamper sharking around here, trying to take a flank, gets hit by the Killer Whale. The gal is still alive and is roaming around the map. No lead, and the zone flips back over for Midnight Tide, who still maintain the lead in this game, astonishingly. They're gonna try and hold their best. Unfortunately, not enough people in mid to really, hold on to that zone for long enough, but they've given Depth Raiders 20 more points of penalty to have to work through here. As, we see the large flank here from the Stamper player, as Midnight Tide have gone back to their, normal role here of retaking.
Yeah, however, Death Raiders do manage to flip the zone and points into their favor, as they do take the lead late here with 24 seconds left. Midnight Tide looking at a dire situation now, as the Stamper falls and Cooler goes down on the side of Death Raiders with just a strong hold here and obvious number advantage. As time ticks down, it's looking very, very dire here for Midnight Raiders as the final seconds count down. It looks like Depth Raiders will maintain control of this going down as time runs out.
Yep, that is game 1 to Depth Raiders. Somewhat unsurprising, but I'm gonna be so honest, this could be a much more exhilarating set than we had originally thought, despite it being a 3v4. I mean, if Midnight Tide can just hold those pushes for a bit longer and really get their lockout, down, I mean, they can honestly put up a fight. I think the Gal player and the Stamper player are really putting in the work here to kind of, carry the aggressive nature of their team.
Yeah, Tristan on the Gal obviously was the spearhead and the heart of Midnight Tide during that entire match, and it was pretty evident that when they were alive and cooking, they were able to just shut down Depth Raiders almost single-handedly. However, conversely to that, as soon as Tristan fell, the other members of Midnight Tide were just unable to do much in the wake of it, as they desperately, shown right there in the replay, they're just desperately trying to flip the zone, but obviously an uphill climb nonetheless. Midnight Tide, surprisingly, very in the game, and it's just fun to see.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think, we still have got to sit on our hands as we go to Clamblitz on Crableg Capital. Now, the pencil can be annoying. Like, we see the pencil for the side of Midnight Tide. The pencil can be annoying. There's a lot of, high ground areas where, a backline can sit and, get a lot of good vantage points on the enemy team. Lots of open ground for the pencil to paint and spam lots of coolers. I'm not sure how the comps are going to look. A Gal is still good here as well. Like, a wall on Grates, it can be very strong. Stamper has the range value to, poke on a map like Crableg. But still going to be a bit of an uphill battle here for Midnight Tide.
For sure, and I want to take a second to just shift over to the talk of Depth Raiders real quick. They did well in holding the zones as we saw there. However, they must be shaking their boots a little bit just thinking about the fact that it was during about the 2-minute mark, it looked pretty even between both teams, and that's something that just can't happen when you're down when the other team is down one player. So it's definitely interesting to see if Depth Raiders will just continue to just ride on that advantage or maybe change their plan up a little bit. Midnight Tide as well, obviously. They might pull out something unorthodox, but definitely interested to see what may happen as Game 2 Crab Leg Capital is our next game we will load into.
Yep, for sure. I mean, I would certainly be scared if the 3v4 is getting that close. I mean, maybe some strategical things to think about, maybe some way to counter the Gal. However they want to do that, I mean, they can certainly move to some longer ranged options to outrange the Gal, maybe some object damage to shred the walls, whatever it may be. The Gal seems like it's the main target for Depth Raiders here to eliminate on the side of Midnight Tide, as it's honestly doing the most damage. But who knows if they even will run the Gal on Crableg. But yeah, I mean, definitely an interesting situation that we've got going on here.
For sure, yeah, as we do have some stalling behind the scenes, but don't worry about that right now. We will go into Game 2 Crab Leg Capital upcoming soon. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back to see this chaos and just pure fun and honestly just mayhem in action. So, hello, everybody. Welcome back. Unfortunately, due to some circumstances behind the scenes, just because of some issues with both teams and having one of the teams not being able to have 4 players and just subbing, we are forced to cancel this stream and view over this. So we truly apologize for this, as many of you, and myself included, want to see this full series play out and just enjoyment, but unfortunately Luddy rules are Luddy rules, and yeah, unfortunately we can't do that.
Yeah, I mean, I was just enjoying that first game, but unfortunately that, we only got through one game. But things happen and we still have a second set that you can stick around and watch in just about 20 minutes. Div 6 non-binary fuss versus Cloud's fault. So definitely not a moment where you should click away. So definitely stick around for that.
For sure. As much as it sucks, please use this time to go get some snacks. Just find a comfy spot and wait and enjoy. But once again, we truly apologize for this, as sorry, as yeah, just unfortunate circumstances. But yeah, there's not much to say about it, obviously.
I mean, yeah, truly a bit unfortunate, but yeah.
But for all of you who stuck around for this initial one, thank you for coming, and yeah, definitely stay. I'm just gonna quickly do my plug. You can find me at Rocket Splat on Twitter and Twitch. Giraffe, do you have any plugs you wish to plug before we say goodbye for our block and hand it over?
I don't have a Twitter, but I mean, hey, if you want to DM me on Discord for any reason at all, I mean, you can DM me at giraffe05. But other than that, I don't really have anything else to say. It was fun, and thank you all for watching this set. Stick around for Division 6 just after this at 9 EST.
Yep, see y'all around.
Hello everybody, and welcome into Ludi tonight here on SplatoonTourney. We have our set up and ready for you guys. We're going to be going a little bit quick here as these teams are getting rated up. We have non-binary fast versus Cloud. Both of these teams going 2-1 here before I get ahead of myself here, just as my words did. I'm joined here by the lovely Poke. Come say hello.
Hello everyone. I'm super excited to see this Div 6 matchup. I actually had the honor of scrimming non-binary fuss earlier this week, and they're a really fun team to fight. I'm also really excited to see Cloud's Fault as well, because there's some familiar names for me personally, but I haven't really seen this exact team quite play all together at once.
It's gonna serve for a very interesting match, it seems, then here. And as you said, there is some familiarity around these teams of non-binary fuzz, where I have seen multiple times before in the past, and I was quite literally mentioning it, one of the first teams I commentated back in the day. So it's very nice to see that run back and see all what's changed since then.
And it looks like we're actually gonna hop right into our first map mode here. It's gonna be Robo Ramen Zones, and to me, I see a zones map first in a Ludi set. And the thing I think of is it's a warm-up check, because zones is that mode, especially at this level, where you can sit on the zone, and if you're not warmed up, you're not playing together with your team. Sometimes you just feed in, and it's a 100-0 knockout, and you're like, wait a minute, we're playing in a coordinated team setting. I need to, like, actually play around my team or not.
It's like, hold on, we gotta lock in. We gotta lock in real quick. Honestly, I'm a sucker for zones, especially Robo Ramen here. Robo Ramen is definitely like one of the favorite maps out there. It adds a lot of routes to the underneath route and then to the open middle here, which, you know, I like playing as a backline, but you don't hear that bias from me.
Okay, backline check. So where do you put your sprinkler if you're playing pencil on this map?
God forbid I play pencil, but it is very much on that bowl on top. It's just extra cover. It'll help you. You never know when you need that tiny splash of paint to fill it up for you.
We love Sprinkler just being put on the underside of that bowl and sitting there for the entire match, because everyone knows Pencil doesn't die.
It's funny. Hey, I mean, unless you know, you run that pencil down, Pencil's just everywhere. That's just Pencil behavior. I think it's a little funny because it really is just a small portion of the players on each side that are going to be able to, actually hit that Sprinkler, now that you think about it.
Yeah, but with this map as well, the flanks on this map I feel like are a big skill check as well, because I feel like a lot of players will go to that flank expecting like, oh, there's a flank here, I can do this, and then they'll get caught out being completely alone and just explode and be like, but there's a flank here, this is supposed to be good.
Like, it is good under moderation. If you're gonna flank, you gotta do it, a certain way here. But we're gonna be going right into our set here, both of these teams. Let's see what they're gonna bring up. Ooh, I like that rapid a lot. Blasters, this is blaster heaven. We're doing some blaster gaming tonight.
Yeah, and we see a very, very midliney comp coming out here from Cloud's Fault, which, like, who's surprised? I'm not surprised. While non-binary Fuzz has those two frontliners, I do have to question the Zap and T-Tech. I feel like are playing a decently similar role, but if it works for them, then it will probably really work for them. Those strikes are going to be really good at just keeping holds of essential areas, essential choke points even.
Yeah, indeed, and right off the bat, we are already seeing non-binary Fuzz take an aggressive position here, forcing a little bit more of a lockout position here against Cloud's Fault, with each members going 1-for-1 here, and Special starting to come out on the field. The Tide to turn at any point, and turning indeed with Cloud's Fault, getting a wipeout and flipping the zone in their favor.
Yeah, that was a really, really good response there from Cloud's Fault. They know how to play zones here. I said it was a warm-up check. They are warmed up, ready to go in this match. Seeing that huge wipeout early on, looking to hold this zone, trying to get this lead back very quickly. They're trading out players. It seems like they have a really good hold in the zone here. They're building up their specials. Honestly, they seem to be in a really great position right now.
Oh, absolutely. And being able to take this lead on top of that, they are taking their time as necessary, not taking any risky moves here, just forcing non-binary Fuzz to either use their specials here, as we just saw, to get into the field. But they're still holding control of the zone. They actually know that's going to be a 3-down situation here, and a zone flip on top of that. A successful retake here from non-binary Fuzz.
And now this Stamper player here looking to open up the respawns from Cloud's Fault there, doesn't actually find something. And it looks like trades are going to come out a little bit there, but this shot's caught out, has to jump back. Maybe non-binary Fuzz will be able to get something. Not quite able to respond fast enough. Gets a pick there, though. Really need something to bring them back onto the zone here. These strikes coming out from non-binary Fuss, able to keep them out, and another pick coming out. Looks like Lead's going to swap again.
Yeah, lead swapping indeed, and we are seeing a little bit of a fight down here underneath, but we aren't going to be seeing the conclusion of that with that Kraken coming out in center, being able to find two. I think that wasn't forcing the last member non-binary Fuzz out again. Another retake here from Cloud's Fall, getting that zone in their favor. They do have a hefty amount of penalty points to get through here, but with 2.5 minutes left, well, a little over that on the clock, they definitely still have plenty of time here. Ooh.
A big question here is whether they can get through this choke point right ahead of the zone. If they can get through this at all and hold ahead of it, then they'll almost certainly get the lead. But non-binary Fuss pushing them back out, getting a pick, getting onto the zone, flipping it even before that lead swap happens again. Looking like pretty much in favor of non-binary Fuss at the moment. But right as I say that, 3 players go down, but they're still not flipping the zone, still getting this penalty down a little bit more.
A little bit of penalty points goes a long way, but here Cloud's Fall once again grabbing the zone. Actually, I think Azuka came by and just found an excellent pick here, and with the Kraken coming in towards non-binary Fuss's base here, they're looking to make a bunch of space for their team on top of that. Cloud's Fall with 2 picks on the board, and they're still holding struggle, but they're opting to take a bit of a middle position here, which I find incredibly interesting, choosing not to overstep any sort of risk, but it also does leave the opportunity for non-binary Fuss to come in, and we are seeing that happen right in front of us.
Yeah, big moment here. Oh, Cloud's Fault not able to hold that zone after all their penalty had gone down. That would have been a huge lead flip for them late in this game. Unfortunately for them, non-binary Fuss now able to hold it. Another Zipcaster coming out from the Stamper, threatening the heavy edit, but doesn't get the pick.
Yeah, well, the edit was able to grab a pick instead. They said, let me turn this around real quick here, and they're opting to paint for the zone, and that might just be a quick flip. Yep, and quick flip indeed from Cloud's Fall. They still, again, these penalty points have to be chewed through if they want a chance at getting this lead here. Non-binary Fuss already being in mid here, trying to retaliate with the members. Ooh, but an excellent punish here from Cloud's Fall, being able to take 2 of them down here and continue to hold this zone here as the picks continue to go down.
It really feels like non-binary Fuss has been able to hold the zone for a good amount of time, but just not long enough to get through that full penalty. And because of that now, Cloud's Fault didn't have as much of a penalty. Now they're taking off the full scoreboard, and it looks like the lead might swap once again late in this game in favor of Cloud's Fault.
Yeah, Cloud's Fall is now going to sit a little bit more pretty here, knowing that they have the lead here, but non-binary Fuss is going to be coming and swinging, I'm assuming so, with the Zipcaster coming out of the way, and just punish Stamper right there, but 2 down on Cloud's Fall, I would say became worth it right here. Cloud's Fall's got to get their resources up and going if they want to take this back. Again, 20 seconds left here, and on the back burner, they got to get going soon.
Yeah, we're entering the point of this game where they need to make a play right now, or they will unfortunately drop this game. The lead swaps, there's only 10 seconds left. But 2 briefly went down on non-binary Fuss's side. They just need to hold this zone. It's going contested in the center. Only 1 second left. Oh, and the zone flips at the last second. Cloud's Fault with 1 more breath here. Trying not to get knocked out in this game.
Yeah, they are holding on for what they can right here. Just trying to do everything they can to prevent non-binary Fuss from taking this zone back. But with those strikes coming out on the field, they're going to be taking it back anyways. Non-binary Fuss with game 1 under their belt.
Incredibly close game between these two. Honestly, like, maybe 1 pick there could have changed the end of that game. Oh, and there's not a Splatfest T on screen right now. Nope, I didn't see that.
Oh, totally.
Nope.
Turn away. Oh, you see that? No, you don't. No. You didn't see a thing.
Hey, they won the game, so you know they're just yeah. I don't know if I can say anything there. Just yeah.
I do not see. I simply do not see. But yeah, looking at these replays, you know, just overtime, this overtime moment where, you know, Cloud's Fall was able to have a good hold of the zone. But I think non-binary Fuss's retake, but I feel like the strikes are definitely the calling card here for non-binary Fuss. That has been definitely a main factor to their retakes here, as we've seen multiple times throughout these games. Just the whole team waiting for what seems the strikes here before going right in, and they go in with force, being able to successfully retake practically every single time they've come out.
Yeah, that was honestly really good showing from both teams in that match of just being able to know exactly how and when to retake that zone and how to not extend too far out on that zone to prevent like a huge amount of wiping from happening. There was only really 2 wipes, and one of them was like a jump back at the last second, so it wasn't a real wipe either. They did a really good job keeping each other under control there. Non-binary fuss happening to get that game out in the end. But who knows how that's going to affect game 2. Crab Lake Capital on Clam Blitz.
Yeah, we're changing things up a bunch here, going from zones where you're basically forced to hold the center to Crab Lake Capital, where these teams are forced to basically choose their own pace. You know, you gotta get some points on the board here, and I'm gonna see if they're gonna change their comps here by any chance. It doesn't seem so. Both of these, was that Squeezer there before? Yes, it was. I think this is the same comp, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe we have the appearance of a heavy edit Splatling Nouveau on the side of non-binary fuss. I believe that player was on the Rapid Pro Deco last time, and you know, I honestly really agree with that. The greats on this map just able to run around, set a heavy edit up there. Really hard to challenge it when it's in the right place.
Yeah, I remember this map during the ballpoint meta. Splatlings love those greats here, and immediately an explosive opening here. Already non-binary fuss being able to find most of mid in their favor. Oh, the edit's gonna fight. I need to see these edits duke it out here. Hello? Nah, they're not gonna duke it up quite yet. They're in each other's space, but not quite going in for the kill, it seems here. But Luna does go in for a kill. They're being able to take a pick, but it doesn't matter too much with 3 going down on Cloud's fault. Non-binary fuss is gonna be looking towards that advantage again.
Yeah, I think that was now the second time we've had non-binary fuss really win this opening team fight. Last time they were able to get a good amount off the board, but Cloud's fault was able to respond really early on. This time they're still trying to build up those claims, still trying to get that basket under control. They're gonna sneak in the score here, try to pop the Zipcaster, but it's not gonna quite work out. And Cloud's fault is kind of just able to, oh, as I say that, never mind, 2 players able to throw some clams into the basket, get the scoreboard down to 65. Solid opening, but nothing too massive quite yet.
An opening is an opening. Points are on the board, and that's what matters most here, especially as we're opening up. Cloud's being able to successfully defend from that, stopping it at 65. Again, not too bad, not too bad. Just as you said, as you know, we're going to start entering that bit of a neutral position until both of the teams meet and decide who's going to get most of this turf here. We're basically like having a little war at the center, now that you think about it.
Yeah, I will know Cloud's fault has the specials online. Let's see if they can get any value out of them. This Kraken doesn't seem to want to find anything. I'm honestly looking at the top of that screen, waiting for the Zuka to be popped from that V-shot. Oh, but they find 3 players even before that Zuka's popped. They're building up the clams now, hoping to score for themselves.
Yeah, the tides have definitely turned here with Cloud's fault being right under non-binary FS's page. They do have yet to score here, having that power climb in their possession. Maybe playing it a little bit too safe with those strikes coming out, forcing the ball holder to step out here. Non-binary FS just took advantage of the fact that they took a second here to score and just managed to successfully defend off that. That was really good.
Yeah, to me, that read as more of a, they didn't have enough clams to get the lead, so they weren't quite ready to go up to that basket and throw that power clam in. I think they were trying to just hold that area as best they could, but because of that small little hesitation they did, non-binary fuss able to capitalize very easily, push them back, and now it looks like it's their push.
Yeah, it looks like they're already retaliating. I think, yeah, the big difference here is non-binary fuss is not afraid to take these risks and absolutely go in, which is what is getting them these points on the board right here. They're completely taking advantage of the speed that they have, and I love to see it. Even though this clam basket did open and it's going to close just as fast, you know, they're still putting pressure on Cloud's fault here.
Yeah, that score was honestly not incredible because I think they just got that pity, and I don't think they even got a single other clam in, which basically just gives Cloud's fault a free pity clam. But I mean, points are still points. They're now past that 60-point threshold. They can't just throw in 2 power clams and get the lead back anymore.
So just getting something in there eventually just to get some points on the board, especially when you have an enemy that is already 40 points off, is, you know, points are still points, is what I'm trying to say here. But it looks like we're going to be going back to mid here in a second. Nope, non-binary fuss still feels like, you know, they want to, nah, we're going to go back to center in just a second here. What am I blabbering about?
Yeah, I did mention the free pity clam, but I think I caught on the side of the screen that they actually picked it up on accident and it despawned. I don't see that power clam anywhere anymore. So actually non-binary fuss just getting a free extra couple points with that power clam.
Yeah, unfortunate to see that despawn here right now, but we're a little bit in that neutral position. We only have a minute left. Whoa! Okay, Cloud, I see you with that double with the Zuka here. Cloud's Fall is now having a moment where they could possibly get a push in here. And an excellent direct here from Fred. That cooler's coming out and that power climb is in the possession. And in the basket it goes. This is their chance to possibly take this lead out. You know, anything goes, but they just went 3 down.
Yeah, this was Cloud's Fault opportunity to take the lead back. It doesn't look like they're going to get the lead quite yet, and less than 30 seconds left. There's basically no time for them to build up the clams as long as non-binary Fuss can just hold mid.
Yeah, they do gotta just hold this here. Honestly, non-binary Fuss is sitting in probably the most optimal position they can. They have, you know, shown to show force when they need to and hold back when they gotta as well here. But Cloud's Fault, they gotta push this forward. You gotta activate that last-ditch effort, get those picks when they can. And they did manage to get a pick off here. They might just be able to trail this on with 2 members of non-binary Fuss going down here. Their opportunity is right in front of them. And it's starting once more.
Oh my gosh, Cloud's Fault with the overtime comeback win, evening up this set 1-1.
Oh my goodness, just a very last second takeover right there. Just a couple clams. You know, I think it's always towards the end of always during the end of those games where, you know, you're just like, okay, now we gotta lock in real quick. And that's exactly what Cloud's Fault did here. Just at the last second. All it took was a few clams.
Yeah, I will have to note, I mentioned that it was as long as non-binary Fuss could hold mid, but as you can see in this replay right here, that is exactly what they didn't do. Cloud's Fault was able to pick them off in mid right as overtime was starting, able to just take that space immediately and throw this power climb in without much worry at all. Honestly, as soon as those picks came out, the game was over.
Yeah, it was 2 clams. I think, yeah, it was quite literally 2 clams after that power climb reopened. The 3 down on non-binary Fuss was just basically a free opening for Cloud's Fault to be like, okay, our game now. Yoink.
But yeah, that's super interesting that now we've had 2 games decided by 2 different overtimes. Set is incredibly close, and I wouldn't be surprised if this closest continued going into game 3 on Mako Mart tower control.
Oh, how I love Mako Mart. So Mako Mart, my absolute beloved here. Maybe not so much on tower control, but again, regardless, a really good stage to be playing on here. I've talked about it before, and I'll say it again. Mako Mart is definitely one of those comp staples that you will probably see on every map pool. Let's be honest, Mako Mart, if you're playing comp, you're playing Mako Mart.
If there is a map list out there that is not running this map in any way, shape, or form, then I think we might have to give a call to those TOs, because this is just the map that everyone knows. Ever since it really came out in Splatoon 2, which was, what, 6 years ago at this point? Oh gosh.
Is it 6 or 7? It was Splatoon, yeah, 7 years ago now, because that was, yeah, it came out 2017. I think it was.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, because I know it was a post-launch. Oh, what version was it? It actually probably was a 2017 version. I remember that was the version with Squeezer as well, which we've never seen Squeezer in competitive play either, have we?
Oh, whoa, I mean, who would have guessed? Maybe there's a Squeezer, the Squeezer in one of these teams right now. Totally, we do not see. We do not see that Squeezer. Well, Ultra, yeah, you don't exist, buddy. I'll play. That guy's going crazy.
We are
blind.
Let's go have it. We cannot see. We are commentating without seeing anything on the field. We have no idea what's going on. There's no teams on. I can't see anything. No, I'm just joking. Anyway, starting out with this game, non-binary Fuss able to get the first pick off. We'll see if they're able to capitalize off that at all. It looks like Cloud's Fault able to still try and hold this mid area, but they're getting a little bit bunched up here in back of mid. Non-binary Fuss is going to be once again the first one to push.
Yeah, with those strikes coming up, but unfortunately, they're also going to be going 2 down at quite literally the same time. Ocean just trying to do what they can to get those picks, but it's not going to be enough here with members of non-binary Fuss still continuing to go down. Cloud's Fault should be able to grab this tower here in just a second, but not quite.
Yeah, the cheeky little bomb there picking up that heavy edit spot lane, preventing this push from really getting fully quite started yet. This Kraken in the corner though, trying to pick off the T-Tech. Not quite able to get it. Gonna back out and hit 2 with the bomb and a blast? Hello?
Bro, Blaster Gaming. Blaster Gaming is what we're seeing here in this. This dude is going insane. And look at that, taking a bit of a cheeky position here. I was expecting a flank here, but surprisingly, this tower hasn't been moving despite all of these picks here. It's stuck at almost 80 points here.
Yeah, there was a small little issue that, like, I am so familiar with because my team has it all the time. When that tower approaches that first checkpoint area, when do you send that person around if they are going around to that street area? That range blaster was able to get there, but wasn't actually really able to get anything, and instead kind of left the tower out to dry. Still trying to break this first checkpoint, trying to clear this ledge. They get the 3 down, and they'll clear this huge checkpoint.
Yeah, there we go. The tower's starting to get moving. Unfortunately, their original rider going down on top of that, but with 3 members to spare, I mean, and a jump out on non-binary Fuzz's side. Cloud's Fall. Whoa, it's going backwards. How are we going backwards here with someone on the tower? I'm not even going to question it.
Splatoon is a funny game, alright? There's no questioning. But anyway, Cloud's Fault wiping to non-binary Fuzz. It's going to be non-binary Fuzz's turn now to try and clear this ledge, break this first checkpoint.
Yeah, a wipeout basically gives them a clean slate to position wherever they want here. So they're looking very nice right now. And with these strikes just about ready here, you know, make some space, do what you can here, get this tower going. All specials coming online here from non-binary Fuzz. And with the whole turf painted in yellow and a member being picked off here from Cloud's Fault, they might just be able to grab this lead if they continuously take this tower. But it's not going to last very long, actually, with Cloud's Fault immediately coming in to retaliate, moving that tower rider out of the way, preventing them from getting any more points.
Yeah, the lead has not swapped. However, that checkpoint did break, so any real big push from non-binary Fuzz coming out in the future will almost certainly switch the lead back in their favor. They just gotta get that push going. First, though, it's time for Cloud's Fault to try once again, getting that pick that they needed to start this push.
Yeah, if that opportunity presents itself, ooh, that punish from the Stamper and going in for a second kill right here. Non-binary Fuzz going for that tower once we're having to take this all the way across the map. Again, these operators, seems like we're going a lot of back and forth here. None of these teams being able to make it even to the second checkpoint. It's usually that second checkpoint. Once you can cross that, you're pretty much smooth sailing here for a good amount of points. And we're just waiting to see which team is going to be able to grab that, or if we get to see it in this game at all.
Yeah, that was a, honestly, really good Zipcaster, even if it didn't get any picks, because it completely moved all of the members of Cloud's Fault around, able to clear them out so that tower could get that lead without much non-binary Fuzz. Ahaha, ahaha. But anyway, Cloud's Fault able to stop the push just after the lead.
Never give commentators much to work with.
we are killing each other here on comms. Or Ultra just swam into a bomb.
You know, the bombs are kind of silly these games. And as you said, non-binary Fuzz being able to... Hello, Zuka. Zuka from the depths. We love to see it. Oh my goodness. Never miss with a shot on their Zuka. Cloud coming in with a second pick on top of that and taking a side... Look at that, even going for another one there. Cloud's Fault being able to grab that tower and take the lead too. Again, pushing this points, trying to take this second checkpoint and doing so successfully. They are putting non-binary Fuzz on the back here. They are going to be going straight for the knockout with all their members gathered here and just less than 10 seconds to go here. They might just be having this for the strikes. The strikes are going to stop.
Oh, and that Strike's able to stop that from the KO, but at what cost? Cloud's Fault able to get all the way down to 3 and burn the timer on the top of the screen all the way down to 17 seconds. Non-binary Fuzz is now going to have to play on such a huge back foot and late in this game.
Yeah, they're going to have to basically get a massive push here, and they only get one chance at this. They don't have room for mistakes, and with one of the members going, 2 other members going down right off the bat, they are in a tricky situation with the Kraken coming in on tower to end it all. What a game here!
It feels weird to say that might have been the least close game yet, considering how close that really was.
No, yeah, we had a lot of the game was very close. Neither team being able to make it to second checkpoint, but Cloud's Fault, once they were able to get to that second checkpoint, it became incredibly snowballing, basically constantly punishing members of non-binary Fuzz for either overextending or just being out of position here, you know, one by one until basically most of them were up and out of the way, and you know, they took bad advantage of that stagger.
Yeah, Cloud there getting 2 picks as the tower was approaching that second checkpoint was absolutely massive in clearing it out, and they snowballed it all the way to clearing the third check, getting it all the way to 3, and from there it was just a simple matter of picking off a couple members and the game was over.
Yeah, it's just, this game moves fast. Blink and you'll miss it, and it's exactly what we saw here with this tower moving here for Cloud's Fall. What a good game there. And oh my goodness, we are going to Manta Maria. Oh, Manta Maria, my behated.
Oh, Manta Maria.
Oh my, don't even get me started on this map. Again, I think that's just the backline talking to me because, you know, womp womp, Charger player.
I know this map for a very different reason for backliners. I don't know if I want to say it because it's not very nice, so I'm just gonna keep it shut. But there might be one person in chat who knows exactly what I'm thinking. But
Well,
if you want, then maybe talk to me afterward.
you said catch me at the meet and greet. Okay, but Manta Maria, we all know that this isn't the best map for our fellow backlines, but it does work for our fellow Splatling anchors. So, we haven't seen a charger on either of these rosters. So I think they're in for some smooth sailing. Get it? Sailing, Manta Maria.
I see what you did there. Good one.
I'm gonna lose it.
I think we have already lost it. I don't think we ever had it, truly.
Truly, we were crazy from the start.
Anyway, we have the double sword comp coming out from, I believe, non-binary Fuss.
Interesting indeed here. Ooh, also I do want to put a little bit of attention on the blaster that is on Cloud's Fault, because that's going to help so much with these ledges. We all know Fred was popping off last match, and Manta Maria is going to be their time to play here, and it's going to be 2 to 3 down here. That is 3 down on non-binary Fuss, with the last member fending for themselves and going that with the delayed wipe here in the favor of Cloud's Fault. The Rainmaker's left behind. Hello? Where are we going?
This Stamper able to get a trade out there. That was potentially disastrous because that Stamper was just kind of chilling there, still alive in the middle of all of them trying to jump in. But regardless though, Cloud's Fault for the first time this Ludi set is going to be the one pushing first. We've seen them able to like take these games even if they're not the ones pushing first, but we'll see if them pushing first is just able to change these games even more in their favor.
Ultra with the Ultra instincts, but unfortunately still getting picked off right there. It seems like non-binary Fuss is collecting the resources once again. Cloud's Fault playing it safe, but unfortunately they were not able to get that Rainmaker to the pedestal right here. Non-binary Fuss going right in, trying to see if they find an opportunity to get this Rainmaker in, but ooh, the crossfire from the Squeezer, putting an end to the Rainmaker, and finding a second pick while they were at it. Incredible stuff here.
I don't think Squeezer's a good main weapon. What do you think? I think that's a very bad main weapon and no one should play it. What do you
I totally is not able to pick off people from far distances that has great kill power. Absolutely no way. Where's the... Oh, the Rainmaker's going for the checkpoint. Look at that. Boom.
Cloud's Fault able to be the first one to break the checkpoint here, putting non-binary Fuss on a little bit of a back foot, especially with those picks coming out from this excellently placed Zuka.
Yeah, we love that Zuka here. We love our Let's Go Gambling sketches. Oh, special going here on the board. Cloud's Fault playing it nice and safe here as necessary, waiting for the members to return here. But non-binary Fuss is also coolered up here. They got their energy drinks and a lot of energy to spend here on this set. So they're going to be, I'm assuming, trying to be going in here again.
Yeah, I will have to note that we're already nearly halfway through this game and only one team has broken a check, when I normally consider Manta Maria one of the maps that can snowball the hardest, especially after you get past that check. But both teams are just kind of shredding this clock, which slowly but surely is going in the favor of Cloud's Fault.
Yeah, here's the thing. We had Cloud's Fault be able to grab the check, but not move quite past it here. If they're able to get right past the street area, as they're trying to do now, that is your points. They're the point that we've been waiting for. You know, not quite able to get off the ledge here, but it is still a really good amount of points, especially for being the only team to get the checkpoint, and they're going in for more, taking the score down to 18.
Yeah, pretty huge push there, but it seems like they might even be able to pop the Rainmaker, maybe even get more points. They look like they're trying to pick it up, and they do get it all the way down to 12, but no lead is truly safe on Manta Maria here. We'll see if non-binary Fuss has a response in these next 2 minutes.
Oh, absolutely here. Cloud's Fault is full of whimsy tonight is what I'm seeing right here. Again, great points here and a really good lead so far. Non-binary Fuss does have to find a way to respond to these points here, and I think that first step is definitely going to be getting to that checkpoint when they get the opportunity. But Cloud's Fault already on the offensive again. Well, I mean, one of them went down here, but, you know, they're still going at it. They are not letting up that pressure.
Yeah, honestly, this is felt a very Cloud's Fault kind of game. It really feels like, as I say that a direct happens, really feels like non-binary Fuss has been not necessarily struggling, but just still looking for that answer that they really need. As Cloud's Fault able to take every single player out, that's a wipe. Cloud's Fault with another push here.
Yeah, they're going right at it here. And again, this blaster under the ledge is a really good position, but this Wiper retaliating. Are they going to get Crossfire? Crossfire indeed, and this Rainmaker continues to just be closer to the base of non-binary Fuss, which is great if you were Cloud's Fall, not allowing non-binary Fuss to even have an opportunity to get near that checkpoint. We have been seeing a constant stream of pressure from Cloud's Fall.
Yeah, Cloud's Fall has done a really good job of, even if it's non-binary Fuss's kind of turn to play the game, not even letting them pass mid at like one bit and just retaliating so much bigger. They're still holding this mid area. They're just perfectly content to just hold this where it is, play safe, shred the timer, and win this game. Going up, they're trying to go up 3-1 here, which is a pretty good lead in the set if you ask me.
Oh, absolutely, and basically the entire center being, painted in their turf, this is under their control. Non-binary Fuss does need specials or some sort of large moving force here in order to get going, and look, they are 1 for 1. Look, and the edit taking a second one on top of that. They're actually pretty much even numbers right now. This Rainmaker being the center, it is just absolute bloodshed here in the center right now.
Non-binary Fuss, though, with the overtime push they needed. It was just that range blaster up. They were not able to prevent them from getting the check there. The Let's Go Gambling Hammer's coming out now. Non-binary Fuss with a chance here. They need to get this Rainmaker, but they won't get it. They'll get picked off. And Cloud's Fault's going to go up 3-1 in this set.
Oh my goodness, a relatively dominant game here from Cloud's Fault. Some incredible stuff, again, full of whimsy going in, almost pushing that to the knockout point as well. Incredible stuff here from Cloud's Fault.
And now Cloud's Fault has a bunch of momentum as well. They've won these last 3 games in a row. We are going to be going back to Zones next as well, which is the mode that non-binary Fuss won on originally, but still, these last 3 games have just been steadily going more and more in favor of Cloud's Fault as it's just been going on.
Yeah, I think it's the momentum, in all honesty, being able to take basically going down from first game, gathering yourselves again, taking that second one, which was also an overtime win, to taking another one to a dominant game like Manta here. That momentum is definitely showing through it, especially in the confidence that they are having in their plays right now.
And I will have to note as well, I didn't get to mention at the beginning, but this is a huge set for potential playoff implications as well. Both of these teams are 2-1. I actually got a look at this Ludi group earlier. There was a team Squid Ast who swept the entire group. They are going to playoffs, and that's both of these 2 teams' loss. So other than the one team that swept the entire group, they've won their other sets. So whoever wins this set has a really good shot of making that playoffs that I know these teams really are hungry for.
Yep, and it really comes down to this, is exactly as you said, and some of those are going to be very interesting playoffs here for Div 6, if anything. But as we move forward, as you said, we are going to zone ship shape here. I love this map. It's really fun. You have the top option to just the middle row. This map is so good, genuinely.
I also really love this map, actually. I probably shouldn't, but I do. I really like this map, and I can't really, completely explain why. I just really like it. It's just my good pal, Ship Shape.
Yeah, it's my little buddy chum friendpa home place bread size dog, that is my dude. And honestly, I think their weapons are pretty compatible for something like this. Those flatlings are going to work well. That blaster's absolutely having a trip. And of course, you still have the standard shooters and your front lines that are, I also like that squeezer, but that's just my bias talking. You still have your aggro's going in. You have nice comps for this map. I'm not one to complain.
I don't think there's any tricks that we're gonna see coming out from these teams on this map. I know that some teams, they have their one weapon, maybe they pull out a dynamo on Humpback or something. That's not what this map is. This is gonna be a very cut and dry, where everyone's gonna pretty much stick to what they know, and we're gonna see who comes out on top.
Yeah, this is just, we're having a good fair fight here, and, oh, I'm excited. That's all I can really say. We love the map. These players have proven to be, quite beasts here on the games here as well. So, as you said, this can still go either way, even if Cloud's Fall has been seemingly dominant here throughout these other games.
I think that if there's any game that non-binary Fuss really wants to switch the momentum on, it really needs to be this game. They've won zones before, so they know they can win on zones, and they need to stop this freight train coming through that is Cloud's Fault. Because these games have just been going more and more in their favor, and if they keep letting that happen, then Cloud's Fault just going to rally this in 2 more games and wrap up the set.
No, you're entirely right. But as you said, you said their first game here was their win. Their last win was a zones game. So this might just be a good reset point for non-binary fuzz to possibly build a little bit more momentum. Because I think that mental side of it as well here with Cloudfall coming in, exactly as you said, a freight train basically coming in. It kind of does something to the enemy team here, and this might just be the reset point that they need.
Yeah, honestly, I think they can do it. I don't know about you. I think we could see a really hot set coming out from this, even though Cloud's Fault has really been taking these games more and more in their favor. I really think that non-binary fuzz has, like, they know exactly what they need to do. It's just a matter of executing it, and zones would be the mode to execute it on.
No, absolutely here. I'm just thinking back to those strikes. I just realized, is that a strike in non-binary fuzz's logo? Or am I tripping out?
Yeah. I believe it is.
Well, crap. I mean, we've seen those strikes and we'll see them again.
The logo advantage.
The
Does
logo
this also
advantage.
mean, because of the Cloud, does this mean that Cloud's Fault would have an advantage if they played an Inkstorm weapon? Is that what that also implies?
Who knows? Maybe they could. Maybe they could. Hey, Cloud, I mean, they're already doing well without. I mean,
I think we need to do a scientific study. Our team's better if they include some kind of weapon in their logo, and then they use said weapon. Who can do this study? Come on.
this is like, hold on. Well, I've seen it happen before. I've seen it happen where sometimes, what you got on your logo sometimes really is, but wait, are they blaster mirroring? They're blaster mirroring. Wait, they switched out for a blaster on non-binary fuzz.
Yeah, and I also have to note that Dreadringer coming out, you know exactly what they want to do. They want to paint around, and they want to reef slide right onto that zone and flip it whenever they want.
They're basically, we have Chip on both of these sides. They're basically fighting Chip with Chip here. Out of pencil, and you might as well be set. In all honesty, both of these teams coming in for neutral, trying to get control of that zone first here. It will be Cloud's Fault getting that zone first, but with the Restarter coming in, taking a pick while they're at it and flipping that zone as well. Trying to get that take a pick, not quite finding it here, but the zone is now ticking down here in non-binary fuzz's favor.
That was honestly an excellent reef slider play that they just had there. Oh, never mind. I'm getting interrupted by a Kraken from Bleach coming out, looking to extend even further under this heavy edit. Not quite going to be able to get it. Going to get picked off themselves, but a huge 2 picks coming out from that Kraken. Going to put this zone in favor of non-binary fuzz for even longer.
Yep, right here, these points continue to tick down as we reach that halfway point here. Zuka trying to find a pick on whoever was up there on the left, but not quite able to find it here. Especially, we are in Fight Club right now, if you ask me. But, a distraction is distraction here for non-binary fuzz as these points continue to keep ticking down. Opal being able to find 2 picks while they're at it. That is 3 down on Cloud's Fault. This might just be a 100-0 game here for non-binary fuzz.
I mentioned needing to switch the momentum. And I'm not gonna lie, unless Cloud's Fault can flip this zone with just 2 ticks remaining, non-binary fuss with a huge statement of a game. They're back in this set.
They were quite literally in their home turf here the second we switched back to zones here. And as well as we did have that weapon switch, we're fighting Blaster with Blaster. And that is a great fit from Bleach, by the way. I do need to mention that. I think that might just be the turning point that non-binary fuzz needed to get their momentum back. What a dominant game for them as well. Just the distraction they were able to pull here, pulling Cloud's Fault away from the zone and then picking them off on these side fights. I mean, like, hello? Look at this.
I also can't believe that I mentioned that it's like, nah, there's not going to be any, like, specialty weapons coming out for this one. This is a very cut and dry, and then non-binary fuzz plays a Dreadringer, and then it does incredibly well. Oops.
It's like, oops, something happened back here. I mean, hey, they're showing that they are not out of this game just yet. And we love to see that competitive spirit coming out from non-binary fuzz. What a dominant game here. We had one dominant game to another here as we move on to Umami Ruins Clams. Oh, Mommy, you silly little map.
Sorry, the way that you just said that is very funny because it's umami.
Mommy, dang it. Okay, I have a love-hate relationship.
Oh, dang it.
Aw, dang it. Let's go gambling. Ah, dang it. Ah, dang it.
Now, something I have to note, though, is non-binary fuzz was able to win that game with that, like, Blaster Dreadringer combo that they brought out. But I don't think Dreadringer is really something they're gonna keep. I can't really see it coming back. Maybe they will just because it worked that well. Not really sure on that.
I can actually kind of see it on this map. They might be able to, they can quickly swing over this middle port, you know, forcing tides of change here over those ledges here, moving any sort of anchors that they have or any other front lines that are going to be in that center perch on Umami. So as well as that dome wherever these people want to perch. So I think it's a good idea, but they're going to switch it out anyways. The commentator said nothing. We are switching this out for a T-Tech instead.
I wouldn't be surprised if that Dread Ringer came back out for a potential Game 9, because that's also a zones map, but who knows, we're not there yet, we're here in Game 6.
It's like kind of ahead of ourselves here for a second, but the possibility is definitely there. The blast Bleach? Okay, Bleach, I see you, dude. Coming in with a direct right to the center, and just, where are we going? Unfortunately getting crossfire here by Cloudsfall going down right now, and Non-Binary Fuzz having 2 members down, leading Cloudsfall to have a really solid advantage, building that power clamp, finally waiting for the opportunity to build. That is double cracking. Chat, that's double cracking.
Range Blaster players have one shared brain cell, and it told them to pop Kraken at that exact moment.
Free thinkers when the Kraken exists.
The right stick looks mighty tasty today.
About to start eating it while I'm at it. Are they gonna go finish? That's the question. They're gonna go right for it. They said we're gonna get a little bit of points, and who knows, if we have a 4-minute slow, those points might just be the winning part of the game here. But that basket is gonna be closing just as fast as it opened here for Cloudsfall, getting a couple boards, but basically providing a pity here for Non-Binary Fuzz as they meet back in neutral.
Yeah, I do have to note there that that score was very much a sacrifice. They'd like use every single little bit of resources they had to just get that ball in and didn't have anything else for any other score. Now it's time for Non-Binary Fuzz to start trying to get something together, but they get their T-Tech picked off, and this Crab's under a huge amount of pressure. They're getting picked off as well.
And it really gets you down. No, indeed. And we are basically seeing members of Non-Binary Fuzz be scattered right here by Cloud's Fall here. Just, I think that was like a 3 down, just scattered about here. The Zuka trying to find a pick while they're at it, but a lot of under the basket right now is turning peak here in Non-Binary Fuzz's colors. So it's going to be a little bit hard here for Cloud's Fall to get their whole team in. Fred with the direct. Are you going to go for a second one, or are you going to go big? Are we going to feel silly today? Not quite here. Not being able to find that last pick, but able to get an extra clam in while they feel silly with it.
The cheeky, I'm dead. You know what? I'm just gonna go pick up this clam, chuck it in the basket as my final word.
My final message to the world, clam.
3 points on the scoreboard. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Goodbye. We will see you later. Now Cloud's Fall already on the aggression here. I believe they're going to be trying to pick off that member there before it comes to bite them, but with these strikes forcing them in the corner, and the everyone else coming down for the fight too while they were at it. It will be Cloud's Fall being able to take 2 members of Non-Binary Fuzz out of the way, slowly moving into a pack, but ooh, that was a really nice direct. That was kind of scrumptious if you ask me. Munch.
Yeah, honestly, that direct kind of preventing that push from continuing, it seems. Seems like the members of Cloud's Fault are just kind of back up a little bit here, trying to hold this mid as best they can, because they see that Non-Binary Fuzz has 2 power clams. If both of those are in the basket, that's a lead switch.
Yeah, that just to show just how, you know, how neutral this game has been, or just how back and forth in center in reality these have been. It's like we haven't seen a long-standing push, so is Cloud, well, wait, pause. Yeah, it is pretty much 2 power clamps if they're able to get it successfully, but Cloud's Fault already moving in towards Non-Binary Fuzz again.
Yeah, Cloud's Fault did a really great job there of just playing safe enough to just let the Non-Binary Fuzz members feed kind of into them and just hold mid as best they could. Even if they gave them a little space, they're just taking it right back right now. They have full control of mid and 3 down on the side of Non-Binary Fuzz. This looks like another push for Cloud's Fault.
If they could just continue this momentum. Oh, I love that dome placement here, putting themselves already in a position you want to be in, but that bomb coming in, taking 1, and that is 2 down on Cloud's Fault. That might just be a successful defense here from, Non-Binary Fuzz, moving the members of Cloud's Fault out of the way here as they move back to center here. That is 32 points left on the board for Cloud's Fault.
Clam Blitz, that's a big lead, and especially with only a minute left, now Non-Binary Fuzz is not only going to need to get this push together, but they need a whole heck of a lot of clams if they want to get this lead back and take this game.
Yeah, it is pretty much a big hurdle they have to jump over here, and they still have to get them basically get their whole squad together going. But with Cloud's Fault, wait, no, this is the other way around. I'm thinking the other way around. Non-Binary Fuzz is going to be trying to get into Cloud's Fault's base. They're just doing what they can to defend here, playing it safe as necessary. Ooh, the Edda being able to find 2 from Cloud's Fault, already putting that advantage in their favor again as members continue to fall for Non-Binary Fuzz.
Yeah, that power clam going down there is huge for Cloud's fault. Now Non-Binary Fuss really only has that PD clam left and not much clams on their members. Honestly, at this point, Cloud's fault just needs to play pretty safe here and they'll just secure this game.
Yep, one of their members going down, a crucial member of theirs just going down. The blast is here. Non-binary Fuss, that last-ditch effort might as well just be activated as they're getting the clams. They have a pity in their possession, but getting crossfired by the edit. That is 3 down on Non-binary Fuss right now, and a wipeout in favor of Cloud's Fall, basically just stealing the game while they were at it, not giving them a chance at all.
Yeah, I like to call that kind of an ending, kind of a drip pick ending, because some teams, when they see that happen, will literally just like go around the power clan that is about to despawn and just like pretend to take a drip pick. But regardless though, Cloud's fault there with a response of their own. They really did not care about that zones game at all. They're picking up right where they left off, now leading the set 4-2. They're on a match point.
That is a match point indeed. Again, I think it was very interesting because despite the dominant game that Non-Binary Fuss had last time, Cloud's Fault did not let that waver their momentum at all, going with absolute force during this game, which is impressive.
Yeah, honestly, that whole game just really felt like it was Cloud's Fault control the entire time. It felt like anything that Non-Binary Fuss was trying to get going, Cloud's Fault was just one step ahead of them the entire game. They were not able to put a single power clam in that basket.
Yeah, just stopped right there. Just, oh my god. Again, not given a single chance. Well, no, I think they did have chances, but just Cloud's Fault was able to just shut it down. Oh my goodness, Sturgeon Shipyard.
I agree. Oh my goodness. Every single time I'm on comms and this map comes up, I have to say one word: snowball.
You are absolutely right. This mode is notorious for just being snowbally here. And I haven't had to play this map mode since last Ludi season. I'm not playing Ludi this season. So I'm like, oh my goodness, no ship shape. No, this is not ship shape, just Sturgeon. And I'm like, oh, the horse is here.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those maps that I feel like as time has gone on, a lot of people have kind of soured on. It was a staple for a very long time. Even like Sturgeon Zones was played for a long time. As time has gone on though, we've gotten more maps in the game. A lot of people have been like, hey, can we like not play Sturgeon? But Ludi maps, I know they throw a lot of maps in to this map list just for the diversity of the kind of different play styles they're testing here. And you know, Sturgeon Shipyard? Sure, why not?
We feel silly enough. Might as well throw that guy to the mix. Bro's been here for a while. Might as well. You know, long time paying customers. You put this guy in here. Put this guy in here. And then, yep. And that guy was Sturgeon Shipyard Tower. Again, it's exactly what you said earlier. This map is notorious for being snowbally here. If you can get past, what is it? It was the first or second? It should be second checkpoint. It's usually second checkpoint for each map, let's be honest here. You do that and you might as well be knocking out at that point here. And that is ooh, they're bringing out that Rapid Pro from the first couple sets here as well.
Yeah, I remember that Rapid Pro doing an actually really excellent job in game 1 of this set, so they're maybe trying to replicate that success they had early, as now Non-Binary Fuss needs to win every single game from here on out if they want to win this set.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot here to basically take this back here, and Cloud's Fault, I believe, is going to be eager to try and seal this set exactly where it is against the forced and Non-Binary Fuss. Whoa, pause! That is, Cloud's Fault came in swinging! He came in swinging, immediately going in with a knockout. Where's this tower going? That tower is already hitting that first checkpoint. Oh yeah, there's only 2 checkpoints on this map. Hitting that first checkpoint immediately off the bat, getting it going here. One of their players are going down in this process, but this is already a really good opportunity here for Cloud's Fault to get things going. And oh, is that a cracking in? Huge?
Honestly, that first checkpoint was a gigantic statement. They are really eager to just finish this set really quickly. They're taking the tower already down to the 30-point range. This honestly feels like it might be a 1.5 minute game. The tower's now going under 20 and keeping going. 3 down on the side of Non-Binary.
No way.
The tower is down to 7 and they're just keen to walk on the tower. 2 more points, 1 more point, and the set ends just like that. Cloud's Fault taking this one 5-2.
They said, we're done with this. Come on, let's end it right here. Exactly, making a statement, going in, taking that all the way to that final knockout point. Wasting no time, they said, this is our set. See you later.
Yeah, it honestly really felt like they just did not care about that zones game that non-binary Fuzz took very easily. They just kept up the momentum like right where they left off, and this final game was like the least close yet. It was over in less than 90 seconds.
Absolutely, you can see their confidence just showing through the screen here as all their members just basically went in, overwhelming non-binary Fuzz to that knockout, to just getting it forward. Even though they lost a couple members, that did not stop their momentum. They just kept going. They even lost 2 members here right before they were gonna knock out. You know, Cha-Cha sliding this tower into place here, with Fred being the last one to jump on and push it to exactly, well, both of those members right there being the last moving force. They need to take that to the knockout point. Some excellent teamwork there from Cloud's Fault.
Yeah, and with that set win, Cloud's Fault is now putting themselves up for maybe a playoff run. I know they have one more set they need to play. That set looked very good for them. I wouldn't be surprised if they won their last set and then next week and kept going all the way through playoffs.
Anything can happen here, and oh my god, they have definitely shown their strength here during this set tonight. Again, taking this set 5-2.
Yeah, I actually I have the Ludi group pulled up. In order for Cloud's Fault to make it to playoffs, they just need a win. In order for non-binary Fuss to make it, they not only need to win their last one, but they also need Cloud's Fault to lose their next set and then also have tiebreakers go their way. So Cloud's Fault now in the driver's seat for the playoffs. Non-binary Fuzz in a little bit of a backseat.
It's like they still definitely have the chance, but it's like the stars would have to align on that end. Cloud's Fault, again, just absolutely showing it through here. And that is the end of this set here. Non-binary Fuzz versus Cloud's Fault. Cloud's Fault taking it home.
Yeah, honestly, a really great set. Even if it wasn't quite the Game 9 set that I know everyone wants, non-binary Fuss was honestly doing a great job of keeping Cloud's Fault on their toes, I think. They should not be ashamed of this performance at all.
Oh, absolutely. Both of these teams have shown their strength through and through throughout these games, and it's just incredibly good stuff. The amount of whimsy we have seen throughout this set is everything. But that concludes it.
Yeah, I believe so. I think that's gonna wrap it up for here on SplatoonTourney Ludi tonight. For tonight, where can the lovely people find you, Fufu?
The lovely people can find me at SplatFufu on Twitter, where we got a little bit of art down there, some backline shenanigans. We actually just posted art. Ooh, you want to go see so bad. But that was me on the mic here, and Poke, where can the lovely people find you tonight?
You can find me on Twitter at YokoPoke_ because someone took my name, or on Twitch at YokoPoke without the underscore. I've been streaming my Ludi sets this season. Unfortunately, last time we were trying to get ourselves on SplatoonTourney, and unfortunately the other team had to play a 3v4, so we couldn't get it on here. How sad. But regardless, thank you everyone for tuning in to Ludi tonight. We'll see you later.
Bye-bye.